All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. We're going to be talking today, extending our conversation on the concept inside and the concepts inside Think and Grow Rich. So we talked, and we began this week. I just want to remind you, if you didn't listen to Monday, we began this week talking about how you can change your reality. And do you do what it takes to change your reality? Because the goal here with the Daily Mastermind is to create the life that you're meant to live, your best life. And Think and Grow Rich is really that ultimate guide to helping you to take control of your life and craft a plan. Use these success clues, these proven principles inside this book to help lead you to creating results and executing on a plan. So yesterday, we kind of talked a little bit about specialized knowledge, imagination, and organized planning. And today I want to talk about the next three sections. And these are the sections that I really, really, truly love. And it's the idea of decision, persistence, and the power of the mastermind. The power of the mastermind, which is really the inspiration behind why I started the Daily Mastermind. So let's talk about decision. Because as you get putting your plan together, one of the common attributes of highly successful people is the ability to reach decisions, both quickly and change them slowly. Quickly and change them slowly. And this whole chapter talks about this very principle and what you need to do in order to be decisive, in order to, follow through with what you've made decisions on. And I think it's important here to really just note something that I wanted to really draw your attention to, and that is that most unsuccessful people do the opposite of what's being taught here. Think about it, especially when you get stressed or anxious or you have a lot of things going your way. We start to procrastinate and we make slow decisions, but we make fast knee-jerk changes, right? So we make slow decisions and fast changes, whereas the key principle here with Think and Grow Rich is that when it comes to decision making, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be able to make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Now, I want to mention to you that one of the reasons highly successful people can do this is because they have a clear vision, because they have a path, because they have a plan, because they've made commitments. And so it is important to have that foundation in order to make quick decisions that you change slowly. But there was a survey done of like 25,000 business people, and it showed that poor decision making was at the very top of the list of reasons why they failed. In 25,000 business people, that was the number one result, is the reason they failed was poor decision making. So you have to learn to make good, fast, good decisions. But here's another thing. You need to conquer this idea of procrastination. Because procrastinating or feeling like you're not ready or feeling like you've got to pull together more information, this is the enemy to your growth and abundance. And remember, I used to always just kind of tell myself, if a decision is worth anything at all, it's worth sticking to. So until you've gotten the work done, stick to your decisions. And the type of decisions that Napoleon Hill talks about in the book are firm, resolute decisions. Not quick, anxious decisions, but firm and resolute. Ones that are not going to be forgotten, ones that are going to be followed through on. So decision making is a key step. The second thing I want to talk to you about today is persistence. Now, I love this topic. I'm going to read you a little bit of what he says about persistence, but this quality has definitely been explained as the key difference between success and failure in many things we've talked about. Because the lack of persistence has kept the majority of people from great accomplishment. A lot of times when things get tough and we feel there's no hope, we give up. And this is where persistence is going to be that key point that's going to keep you going and that's going to be the differentiator between success and failure. Because, and here's the other thing you've got to know. Remember this, persistence is a state of mind. It's a state of mind. So it can be cultivated. In other words, your lack of persistence can be overcome. If you're not good at following through, you can train your mind and train your habits to help you to do that. But ultimately, persistence is going to be the direct result of habit. It's the direct result of habit. So listen to what Napoleon Hill says. I'm going to read you something here. He says, there are 4 simple steps that lead to the habit of persistence. 4 simple steps that lead you to a habit of persistence. And they call for no great amount of intelligence, nor particular amount of education. and little time or effort. But the necessary steps are this. Number one, a definite purpose backed by a burning desire for its fulfillment. Number two, a definite plan expressed in continuous action. Step number three is a mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences, including negative suggestions of relatives, friends, and acquaintances. And then fourth, a friendly alliance with one or more persons who will encourage one to follow through with both plan and purpose. I think this is so critical, these four steps, because what he's saying is in order to create that habit of persistence, you have to set yourself up for success. Because the people that have a plan, that is backed by your burning desire, you've got a purpose, you've got a mind closed tightly against negative influences, and a friendly alliance or the mastermind, you are going to be set up to be more persistent. And he goes on to say, these four steps are essential for success in all walks of life. When one makes an impartial study of the prophets, philosophers, miracle men, and religious leaders of the past, one is drawn to the inevitable conclusion that persistence, concentration of effort, and definiteness of purpose were the major sources of achievement. When riches take the place of poverty, the change is usually brought about through a well-conceived and carefully executed plan. So listen to what we're saying here. Persistence is a state of mind. Persistence can be trained, but it's the direct result of habit. So when you create, you've got this burning desire and this passion and purpose, you've got a plan and you follow through and you get rid of the negative, persistence is going to happen, but persistence is going to be about carrying out all the instructions you've laid out for you to create your best life. Now understand, you've got to have persistence, but what's going to keep you, or obstacles that'll keep you from persistence, he goes on to say, it's this idea of indecision, doubt, and fear. So indecision, doubt, and fear are things you can overcome when you have a solid plan. So decision making is critical, persistence is key, and that leads us to the power of the mastermind. And the mastermind is one of the reasons you're listening today. It's the reason and the inspiration behind why I created the Daily Mastermind. Is I wanted to give you your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education outside your own mind. Outside, a mastermind can be described as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. That's why I continue to talk about creating your best life, the life you are meant to live, unleashing your potential, and doing the things necessary. And that's what you're doing when you're listening to this podcast, is you're masterminding with similar thoughts, similar purpose, and that's why I am so passionate and so involved about the Daily Mastermind. And when a mastermind works together, it really creates this intangible force of attraction, this third mind between two people, three people, four people. It's an extra intangible asset. And so I really highly encourage you to find additional individuals in your life that you can form a mastermind with. And remember, it's so important. A mastermind is a coordination of effort and knowledge, right, in the spirit of harmony between two or more people looking to attain a common or definite purpose. And so make sure you align with the right people. So that's the three topics I wanted to kind of hit on today. I know we're close to out of time, so let's take a quick review of what we've learned this week. We've talked about creating a burning desire and applying the decision of faith and auto-suggestion or affirmations in order to burn into that subconscious mind. And then it talks about going deep into specialized knowledge and building your imagination, which can be applied to organized planning or a definite plan. And then today we talked about the power of decision, persistence, and the mastermind. I think you can see how this layout and this plan and ultimately these 13 steps are all things that can build you a beautiful roadmap to accomplish your best life and ultimately help you to change your reality. So tomorrow we're going to cover the final, 3-4 parts of this book. I look forward to talking with you. I'd love to hear your feedback, and do me a favor, please share this show. If you've gotten any value from our show this week or today, please share it with at least one person. Help us to spread the message and help others to create the life that they were meant to live. Once again, my name is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have an amazing day. I'll talk with you tomorrow.